Hey guys, so I wanted to make a quick refutation video against Sola Scriptura today. It's not going to be too long. And this particular argument I have to credit made by Jim Bob. I heard him make this much more refined version of the argument against Sola Scriptura than my argument. It's a very similar argument, but like I said, Jim Bob's version is much more refined and precise. The argument goes something like this: if the Bible alone is the only infallible rule of faith, which is what Sola Scriptura um, advocates hold to, then do you need a governing authority to give you the right interpretation of the Scripture? Or in other words, can the Scripture be misinterpreted? Every Protestant would say, yes, of course it can. So then, if that's the case, that the scripture can be misinterpreted, then you would need someone or some authority to give you the right interpretation of the scripture. And if that's the case, then how can scripture be the only infallible rule of faith when you have an authority that tells you what the scripture itself means? And we see this even within Protestantism, right? We see this church, this denomination says the scripture means this. The scripture is to be interpreted in this way when it comes to different theological issues among the Protestants. And you have this Protestant church or denomination over here saying, no, the scripture needs to be interpreted in this way. If the scripture itself is sufficient and self interpretatory, then, or self interpretive, then why does there need to be any authority in any church to interpret that scripture and give us the correct interpretation of the scripture? But anyway, I hope that argument's pretty clear for you guys. I appreciate you watching. If you wouldn't care, give me a like and a subscribe and comment on the video. And God bless everyone.